Hi, it's Kirby Summers. It is May 1st, 2025, and I'm going to bring you a partial update on this platform on the passing of the most incredible woman, Virginia Roberts Giuffre. However, there is a second update that I can only share on my Substack. And what I want to say is that from the time of Virginia's unexpected passing, many survivors, most of whom are alleging they are JE's survivors, have been reaching out to me. Now, among the information that I've received is a note from an alleged JE survivor, which I have posted in its entirety on my Substack. And that's the only place that I feel safe posting that. And it's there. And I have to only share it with people who are actually subscribers of the newsletter, because I am clearly very outspoken for a number of years now. And as with the other survivors, I am part of this group of elite people. Now, what I will mention about that note is that during Virginia's final days, she had made a discovery. And the discovery that she made, I can share that much with you here, I think, is that she found out that JE was not in charge, that he was what I have been telling you guys for close to 6 years now, that he was just a branch of a tree. And I've always used that analogy, that these so-called one-offs are not one-offs, that they all are part of a tree. I've always used that analogy. And she made this discovery. Only recently did she discover that this preceded JE. And she shared other information. Now, the friend, apparently this woman knew her. They met. They went to a specific place that has been gone to before. And I can't share a lot of that here because this platform, on this channel, throughout, I think, most of these social media sites that proclaim to be free speech, they're not. And I do not wish to have that sorry, I'm still trying to get over the fact that Virginia is not here. I've had very little sleep. It has been a very trying month, as you can probably hear it in my voice. And so, I'm not going to be my normal self. The other thing I want to say is that for the few people who do not understand why the word unalive is used, please figure it out. Figure it out. I'm really tired of explaining it almost too many times, and I'm beginning to suspect that it's just to throw people off. So if anyone posts anything that says, oh, stop using that word, I have given instructions to someone who works with me and helps me to have that person removed entirely from my channel. If you cannot figure it out, just don't follow me. Follow mainstream media. Now, for those of you who are here who understand what's going on and the level of suppression that we're all under, and the level of fear that Virginia's passing has had on, frankly, all of the survivor community, then I want to share other things with you as well. However, the information about what Virginia learned one more time, I had to post it to my Substack. I am still debating as to whether or not it is safe for me to post that on my Patreon. Although I plan to upload information on my Patreon also regarding Virginia and information that she left behind. So I think some of you have learned that her family, she has two stepbrothers. Now, I'm pausing because I just want to verbalize this clearly. Many people are reporting on every channel, and their reporting includes inaccuracies. And I can't stay on top of all the inaccuracies or all of the unusual commentary that I am hearing, other than to be outraged when I hear, let's say, certain people describe her attorney, her current attorney, who is a woman, referring to that woman as a man, which tells me that that person has not even done required reading before proclaiming themselves to be authorities or experts on the JE case. I encourage, and I understand that a lot of podcasters have been listening to my updates. A lot of podcasters are frankly trying to just repeat what I say here, not just about Virginia's recent horrific passing, but about other things I have shared here for years. I only just realized that podcast, but they take it out of context. They don't do their own research. So therefore, I encourage you to do your own research, unless you're on my newsletter on Substack, because all I do is research, you know. So the latest news is that her sister-in-law, Amanda, who is her brother's wife, did share a note on her Facebook page. However, it was not, as is being widely reported, an unalivement note. No, it was among Virginia's writing that they found, and they thought they would share it. Okay. Now, there was a protest in Washington, D.C. yesterday on April 30th, 2025. It was organized by Summer Willis, who is the founder of Strength Through Strides, a nonprofit that supports SA survivors, and who held a meeting with senators at the U.S. Capitol to provide more protection for survivors. Now, they had like this thing yesterday at Washington, D.C., and they then, after, they ended with a march to the Lincoln Memorial in honor of Virginia, because Virginia's family shared, Amanda Roberts shared a portion of Virginia's handwritten note. So it was meant for that specific protest in Washington, D.C. And she wrote, "Mothers, fathers, sisters, and brothers need to show the battle lines are drawn and stand together to fight for the future of victims. Is protesting the answer? I don't know, but we've got to start somewhere." So the Summer Willis, again, the founder of Strength Through Strides, said that she did not meet Virginia or know Virginia, and that this event had been planned way ahead of the tragic day that we lost her. However, when Virginia's family found out about this march and protest in Washington, they felt it was appropriate to post the encouraging words that Virginia left behind. And so Willis said that Virginia was the first advocate she ever saw speaking out, and that she had given her the courage to tell her own story. And apparently, when they arrived at the Lincoln Memorial in honor of Virginia, she and everyone that was there became very emotional. And so they just stood around the phone and listened to Virginia's family reading them the note. So apparently, I think it was Amanda who connected with Willis and read the note to the crowd in real time. So the family expressed, Virginia's family expressed, expressed their heartfelt kind of like, I mean, it's just so incredible to know that Virginia, quite frankly, it is incredible to know that Virginia is not forgotten, and that her family said, thank you for carrying on her legacy. And we were all crying. Um, and so Willis and others, as I said, marched in honor of Denim Day, which supports SA survivors, and supporters wear denim to protest victim blaming and shaming. Um, the first time that Willis saw Virginia was when she was watching the JE documentary. And she did not know it then, but that moment changed her life. And then she goes on to say in an Instagram post, her voice, her fire, her unapologetic bravery reached through the screen and into my soul. I remember thinking, how can someone fight so fiercely for others when I can't even speak my own truth? Virginia was the first advocate I ever saw. That night, she planted a seed in me, a whisper of a possibility that maybe someday I could grow into a woman I'd be proud of too. When I heard the news of her passing this weekend, I broke, a hero gone. A thank you never said, but grief has a strange way of offering us a choice. Let it drown us or let it drive us. I chose purpose. I dedicated this year's Denim Day March to Virginia, to her legacy, to her fight, and to every survivor who still feels alone. You are not alone. You have a community. You have us. And then something beautiful happened. Her family and friends reached out. They had found a message from Virginia that very day, words she had written about the power of protest. They asked if they could share them with all of us. They told me they were proud of me, proud of all of us. I stood there holding back tears and promised them that I would keep her fight alive. And so yesterday they marched in Washington, D.C. in honor of Virginia. Virginia's words and the reason she fought such a fierce battle against being transportation. I'm just going to say it that way. And you know what, guys? Again, I'm just tired of people complaining about anyone who says a word that is not used by mainstream media. If that bothers you, this channel is not for you. And I hate to be so curt, but those of us who are survivors are in a lot of pain. And to keep bringing information forward only to be shamed, even because we have to use certain words in order to get our voices heard, is unacceptable. I will not tolerate that on my platform. I just won't. I'm not even going to be polite anymore. I'm done. So the other day I said, somebody else was saying, oh, aren't you afraid? Don't do this, don't do this, don't do that. And I said, sorry, if I was active before, and I have been active every day since I joined this, meaning July 6, 2019. I went into this 24/7 full-time mode, 7 days a week. All of you, well, some of you have been following me for many years, and so you're aware of that. I've done it through, I began, I began with my memoir, which I wrote years ago, um, which I'm not going to even mention. It'll be in the notes below. How I ended up in this circle within circles, I'm going to call it, this ongoing thing with one of the higher level people. How I too was caught up in something that initially I was just looking for answers for myself, and then discovered, oh, wait a minute, this is part of a much larger thing, which is when I connected with Virginia in 2019. So again, while I cannot respond to everyone who contacts me, because I too am only one person, and I don't have the kind of help or the resources to become a hotline. I just don't. For every survivor, I've gotten requests for help in every manner, shape, or form. And again, I am only one person, and I am doing the best that I can with whatever energy I have, which is, as you can hear from my voice, I'm quite tapped out right now. I'm emotionally drained. I am sleep deprived. However, I wake up every day and I keep working and I keep sharing as much information with you as I can. Now, I shared information on Shan Atwood's show a couple of days ago. I dropped more names in that 2-hour podcast than anyone has ever dropped anywhere other than Virginia regarding her about 2-year connection with the JE situation. However, I'm going to now loop back to the beginning of this podcast where I said that in her final days, Virginia made a discovery that stunned her to the core. She made a discovery that JE was not, let's say, top dog. I'm just going to leave it there. That information is only on my Substack. And again, I hate to tell you that I could not make it free for everyone. I apologize in advance. I have to look out for my own safety. And even sharing it in that manner, I was really very hesitant to do so. However, I just need for a lot of the speculation to just stop and for people to just start understanding that what we are battling is much larger than what even Virginia was led to believe, which I made it very clear when I was on Sean's show the other day. I made it very clear that Virginia was not aware when she entered into this battle well over a decade ago in the legal arena, let's say. She was unaware of just how big the Goliath that she took on was. However, she made a startling discovery that I have been sharing with the world for almost 6 years now. I always knew that it was a much larger thing. Virginia only made this discovery just before the tragic end. I'm going to leave you with that, and I will continue to bring you as much as I feel safe doing. Some things I may not be able to share. Some things I may never share, but I am sharing as much as I feel I can, and that's all I can do. Okay, guys, you take care. Till next time. Bye.